Hi, the fifth section of the Airbnb Style guide focuses on destructuring. Destructuring is a convenient way of extracting multiple values from data stored in objects and arrays. It can significantly reduce the amount of repetitive code and simplify data access and manipulation. Let's start with object destructuring. The traditional way of accessing properties from an object can lead to redundant code, as we can see here. In this example, we're creating temporary variables. First, name and last name to store properties of the user object. This approach is not ideal because it introduces unnecessary repetition and increases the risk of typos and errors. Instead, object destructuring provides a more concise and rateable alternative. Here, we destructure the first, name and last name properties directly from the user object. This method is cleaner and reduces the amount of code. Even better is to destructure these properties as parameters of the function. This approach makes the function more readable and eliminates the need to reference the user object multiple times. Here, the caller of this function still sends a user object, and that user object is being destructured to its parts at the function's invocation. Moving on to array destructuring, which follows a similar principle. Traditionally, accessing elements from an array might look like this. In this snippet, we access the first two elements of the array numbers by referencing their indices. This is not only verbose but also error-prone, especially with larger arrays. The destructuring approach simplifies it. This single line replaces the two lines of the previous example, making the code more concise and easier to understand. Lastly, when returning multiple values from a function, object destructuring is preferable to array destructuring. This is because object properties do not have a fixed order. Consider this bad practice. The caller of this function has to remember the order of returned values. A better approach is this. With object destructuring, the order of properties is irrelevant, and the caller can easily pick only the properties they need. These are the best practices for destructuring, recommended by the fifth section of the Style Guide. If you like this video, please like it, and if you want more, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.